Ever wonder who invented TV that made you become a couch potato for all the time? Some mad scientists in a dark lab? Actually, it was more like a farm boy in overalls who accidentally outsmarted a billion-dollar monopoly. And there's so much more to the story. Brace yourself for the tale of a Scottish con artist broadcasting ghosts, evil scientists, and enough corporate espionage to make you question everything you know about your screen. Welcome to my channel! Today we bring you the inside story of how a bored farm boy beat a media giant. Are you guys ready? Let's do this! Meet Philo Farnsworth. Born in 1906 in Utah to poor Mormon farmers, life was rough. At 14, he was plowing potato fields with his team of horses when he noticed the rows of plants were perfectly parallel, just like the lines in an old magic lantern slide projector. Eureka! He scribbled a design for an electronic image dissector tube on a chalkboard and raced home. His teacher scoffed. "Don't waste your time, son! Those are just farm dreams." But Farnsworth was sure he'd just invented television. He married his sweetheart Pem, who was 19 to his 14. She had faith in her young husband. "You can do it, Phil," she said. After their $600 wedding cash, he converted part of the rented attic of their farmhouse into a lab and built his first prototype. In 1927, he sent an image of a dollar sign down the wires and onto a receiver set. "Now, where's my funding?" he thought, dropping the mic. No one funded him. So he continued working his day job, milking cows and repairing tractors, while dreaming of TV domination. Then, in 1925, the Scottish hustler John Logie Baird shocked the world by broadcasting the first moving pictures, which just so happened to be of ventriloquist dummies. But his system was mechanical, not electronic like Farnsworth. Also, they were jerky, low-res, and only came in black and white. But Baird had style. He toured Britain doing live TV shows with the BBC. One memorable broadcast featured a puppet talking to a dog. "Did you see that, Mr. Chairman? A dog and a dummy. I told you it would work," Baird declared. The BBC wrote, "The picture was somewhat blurry, but it was alive." That was half the battle for Baird. He understood the magic of transatlantic accents and showmanship. In America, they called him a quack, but back in Blighty, they knighted him for his pioneering spirit. Mechanical TV eventually went nowhere, but that didn't stop Baird or the Brits. Back in the US, evil lurked. Vladimir Zworykin was a Soviet scientist who worked at RCA. They hired him specifically to come up with a TV system they could patent. Meanwhile, in 1930, after hearing rumors of Russian breakthroughs, Farnsworth invited RCA executives to his lab. He turned on his prototype, showing them the image of a dollar sign. Then he threw them out. "See anything interesting?" he asked when they left. "No," they said. Farnsworth then played them a recording of his earlier demonstration. "Nice tube," drawled a smooth voice. Farnsworth spun around. It was RCA's top engineer, Paul Nipkow, who had snuck in to spy on him. "Don't mind if I copy a tea," he quipped before vanishing. It was Zworykin, a man who got lost in his own myth. But what did Farnsworth do? He showed him the blueprints of his patent. "Sorry, Vlad, but you'll be beating me by 5 years. Now, go get M." But the race was on. RCA knew how to play dirty. They offered Farnsworth $100,000 for his invention. When he refused, they sued him for 10 years. "You're too poor to fight," RCA executives crowed, laughing all the way to the bank. But Farnsworth held firm. In 1934, he forced RCA's top brass to gather around his TV and watch a screen. It showed Felix the cat. An RCA lawyer leaned over and whispered, "Damn, it works." But Farnsworth was out of money. Suddenly, the Supreme Court awarded him a patent in 1935. RCA had to pay $1 million in royalties. But there was a catch. The court ruled the patent only covered certain uses of electronic TV. Other companies jumped in, including one founded by Farnsworth's former mentor, Paul Nipkow. RCA switched tactics. They offered him a deal. If he dropped his lawsuit, they'd pay him $1 million up front. Then, in 1937, Farnsworth made a terrible mistake. He agreed. Soon he saw TV sets flooding the market, each one bearing the logo of the man who'd stolen his dream. RCA had won, But who was behind it? Logie Baird might have been a showman, but the real heavy hitter was Vladimir Zworykin. He understood the importance of branding. The head of RCA's publicity committee gushed. Here is a man who has brought light and truth into the homes of millions. We've found the father of television. RCA also patented key technologies like the kinescope and picture tube, preventing anyone else from producing affordable TVs. And what about our boy Phil? Always the optimist, he said. I sold my invention because I needed money. Maybe someday I'll buy back my child. He moved to San Francisco and started an electronics company, hoping for another hit. But war broke out, and people didn't want to gamble their hard-earned dollars on new gadgets. Zooming out, RCA made billions, but paid out hundreds of millions in royalty fees. Zworykin raking it in, Farnsworth saw his massive payout shrink year after year until it became pennies. In 1939, tragedy struck. Farnsworth's 4-year-old son died of a brain hemorrhage. Devastated, he shut down his company and retreated to his Mormon roots, raising sheep on a ranch. There he watched TV rise to become a fixture in American homes. What have I done? He cried, realizing he'd unleashed a weapon of mass distraction. I refuse to own one, he said. And so it went. The real winners were the brands. Zworykin got his name in lights, and Bairster was knighted, despite his mechanical TV going nowhere. RCA cashed in on the future! Farnsworth died in obscurity in 1971. But that year, TV aired the Apollo 15 moon landings, beaming his invention around the world. It was a fitting farewell. But why should you care? Because your screen's DNA is stolen valor. Every Netflix binge flows from a teenager's potato field. Every corporate innovator lifted Farnsworth's playbook. Every dumb reality show, he predicted. TV could rot minds. Was he wrong? So next time you feel like throwing your phone into the sea, remember the ghost in the machine? We can't end without a cold open. Here's Farnsworth's secret weapon. Something he used to win the biggest game of all. Chicken. In the early 1920s, a chicken rafter was stealing their prize hens. Suspecting a fox, Farnsworth set a trap. He rigged a shed with a tripwire that would alert him. When the thief struck again, Farnsworth heard the wire being tripped. He raced outside, and there, illuminated by the dim glow of an early TV monitor, was the culprit, a bobcat. And that's the story of how a farm boy beats corporate giants. Don't forget to share this video with your friends. Until next time, stay strong and keep learning.